I was hanging out at the southeast playground with some of my friends. I was laying in a hammock, and then there's like a baby squirrel. And it's just sitting there. It's probably like 10 feet away from us or so. If I move, this thing is gonna run away. I got off the hammock, and I took a step towards it, and it didn't run away. And then the thing walks over, and eventually it kind of sat on my foot for a while, so I was thinking, oh, he's pretty chill. I started petting him, and then I picked him up. I was just kind of hanging out with him in my hands, and then I like put him on my shoulder, and he was kind of sitting there like a little parrot or something. And then I took him over like back to the hammock, and then I laid down, and he was kind of like laying right here. We kind of hung out for like 2 hours or so. I had to go home, so I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna go put this squirrel back. So I go and walk over and set the squirrel on the tree, and I start walking back to the playground, and the squirrel runs after me.
So we tried just putting Phil back, but he crawled back to Truman.
He came back. He followed me.
You are a squirrel mother.
And I was like, oh no, dang it, this squirrel's attached to me now. And then I looked it up to see like if a squirrel's following you, what's that about? If a little baby squirrel's following you, it's probably because it got like abandoned by its mom or something, and then it like gets attached to the next thing that gives it attention, which, you know, was me. I couldn't really like let it go, because then it also said it's gonna die if like you don't like take care of it or something. So I took him home.
That was a day when we were all there, and then this squirrel just came out of nowhere, and we just treated him like a god ever since he got on Truman's shoulder.
And then I go check on him, give him some water, give him a nut. I go get ready. I kind of think he got adventurous during the day, because every day when I got home, he'd be a different place in the garage. He wouldn't be in his box. He'll be like sitting on top of a basketball or something in the corner. And I'd be like, sup? I like set him on my shoulder, and he would just sit there and I'd do homework. He sat there for like hours. While he was at my house, I tried to like set him free. I set him down in like the middle of the yard or something. And then I walked back to the house, and before he had a chance to like get after me, I like went in and like closed the door to see if eventually he would go. I come back like 10 or 15 minutes later, and he's still standing there. I was like, ah, that was probably a real serious point where I was like, the squirrel needs me. I realized that Phil was not doing too good, probably like day 2 or 3. I came home from school, and I opened the garage. I looked in his box, and he was just kind of like laying there, and he was like sprawled out, and he was like face down. We tried to get him to eat, and he wouldn't eat, and we tried to get him to drink, and he wouldn't drink.
Well, I can say that me and Truman, we were there in his last breath, which that was actually really sad, because we grew a big connection with the little guy.
I think Phil and I had a great relationship. It was like a very close like mother and son, except for I'm not a female, you know. I did have a funeral for Phil. I put him in a shoebox. I put some nice tissue paper in there, and then I dug a hole and I buried him.
It was like, well, this funny little venture was a little short-lived, because we thought, wow, Truman's gonna have a pet for like the rest of high school with the squirrel. You know, how many people can say that?
I think Phil impacted me in kind of a way to like show me how to take care of stuff better. Because in all honesty, I didn't do all that great. If I could say one last thing to Phil, love you, bub.